Hello friends, this is Miss Jackie, your occupational therapist, and we're going to be working on a fall leaf placing activity. So, in the fall, the leaves start to fall from the trees, and we're going to be doing an activity today with leaves. So the first thing we need is your piece of paper. You're then going to need crayons or something to color with. Some yarn. It could be any color yarn. I have black yarn, so that's what I'm going to use today. Some tape and scissors. All right, so those are the supplies that we need for today. Then we're going to put our piece of paper on our desk, and we're going to start to color our leaves. So I'm going to choose a green marker today to color my first leaf. So when we open our marker, we use two hands and we pull the cap off. All right, and when we hold our marker, we're using 3 fingers. Our last 2 are always tucked in. A good thing that we can do if we're having trouble tucking in those last 2 fingers is put a pom-pom ball or something little between those 2 fingers to get that to tuck in. Then we can hold our pen or crayon or marker with our 3 little fingers. All right, so we're gonna start to color in our leaf. And when we color, we wanna try to stay inside the boundary lines. We're gonna go back and forth until our whole leaf is colored in. These are pretty big leaves, so it might take a little while for you to color your whole leaf in. You could use different colors. I'm choosing green, but if you wanted a multicolor leaf, you could choose a bunch of different colors. Be like a rainbow. Going back and forth to color our whole leaf in. All right, I'm done with my green leaf, so I'm going to get the cap and I'm gonna push it on all the way until you hear it click. All right, for our next leaf, I'm gonna color mine blue. You can color any color leaf you want. So we're gonna go back and forth, coloring the whole thing in. We'll move our fingers. This is called dexterity and fine motor precision. So we wanna move our fingers back and forth instead of moving our whole arm, just our fingers. And again, we're going to try to stay inside those boundary lines. Going back and forth, and I have a pretty blue leaf. All right, so now I'm going to put my pom-pom ball down because I don't need to tuck my 2 little fingers in anymore. I'm going to take the cap off the back and put it onto until it clicks in. All right, next we're going to cut out our leaf. So not everybody's going to be able to do this. It is pretty tricky, especially this leaf, the one that has all different sides to it, all right? So if you do need help, you can ask a teacher or your mom or a parent to help you, okay? So when we're using our scissors, our thumb goes in the small hole and our 2 fingers go in the big hole. And we use our helper hand with our thumb on top of the paper to cut out our leaves. And we can move our wrists and our hands to rotate the paper, staying right on the dotted line. All right, going back and forth. Good, all right, I cut out my first leaf. And now on to my second. Moving our paper, using my helper hand over here with my thumb on top. To cut out our leaf, moving my helper hand. Rotating the paper. All right, so I have my second leaf cut out, and I can put my scissors away. I can throw my scrap paper, crumble it into a ball, and put it into the garbage can. All right, so now we need to get our yarn. Actually, before we do our yarn, we need to cut out or hole punch the holes in our leaves. So I already did this because I don't have a hole punch here. So I use scissors. So if your mom or dad doesn't have a hole punch, you can use scissors and have your mom fold it and just do 2 little snips in a triangle in order to lace it through the holes, okay? So that's what I did today, but your teacher should have a hole punch, and if you're able to, I want you to line up that hole punch onto the dot and squeeze. You might need to use 2 hands because a hole punch is really tricky to get those holes into the leaf. All right. After that, we need our yarn. I'd like you to get 1 piece of tape. So I want you to pinch, pull, and take 1 piece of tape, and then ask your teacher to wrap it around the end of the yarn, okay? This way it's going to be a little bit easier to get it through those holes because it'll be not as wobbly. All right, it'll be a little bit better to get it through the holes of the leaf. So, all right, now I'm going to show you 2 ways that you can lace. So the first one is you put it through the back of the leaf and it comes through the hole and we pull it through. And then we're going to find our next hole and we're just going to lace the outside of the leaf. Pull it through so you're using 2 hands together in order to lace the leaf. Then you're going to go through the back of the leaf. So find the hole and push it through. It's tricky to show you on video. And then through the front. So we're going through the back and the front. Through the back. And then the front. So we are going around the whole outside of the leaf. All right, and when we get to the end, we can get our scissors out again. And we're gonna leave a little bit extra so that we can wrap it around the back and tape it onto the back of our leaf, okay? So, see this piece that's hanging off? We wanna bring it around the back of our leaf. We're gonna get another piece of tape. So pinch, pull just a little bit off and pull down. Now I'm going to show you the back of my leaf. We're going to put a little piece of tape to hold that yarn on there, and you finished your first leaf. All right, so we laced all the way around the outside. All right, with our second leaf, I'm going to show you the same, a different way to lace, but you're going to get tape and do the same thing with the end of your yarn. So grab your piece of tape, put a little bit of tape around it. You're going to have to ask your teacher to help you. Wrap it around the end of the yarn. All right, for this one, you can start by going through the back, but then we're going to go from the front, and we're always going to go through the back of the leaf, okay? So it's going to look a little bit different. We're always lacing through the back. Instead of going through the front and the back, we always want to go through the back. And you'll see it looks a little bit different, this one. Just 2 different designs. Always lacing through the back of our leaf. Uh-oh, I got all hung up here. All right, so when we get to the end, I can cut our 2 strings. Snip. Put my scissors away. Get my piece of tape. Fold my strings in the back and then use a piece of tape to hold it down. All right, so I just laced both of my leaves. I can't wait to see what your leaves look like. And for fun, if you have extra time, you can even write your name on them. I'm just gonna do a big J for Miss Jackie on both of my leaves. Miss Jackie. You can even have your teacher draw you an outline in pencil that you can trace to do the first letter of your name. Okay? I hope you have fun. See you next week.